biography wouldn't be complete if you didn't talk about the present day and who you are now. When you watched a movie based on a true story, don't you just love the part when they tell you what became of the characters? You owe it to your readers to do this too. This is a courageous and humbling part of your story, the part where you reflect, where you ponder, and where you speak with an open mind. Begin by reviewing all the material that you've written up to this point. Read through the story about your ancestors. Think hard about your personal connection to them and their pioneering spirit and their courage and their rebelliousness and talents, as well as their convictions. I recently found out that my mother won the mathematical prize in high school. That probably accounts for why my one son loves math so much he does it as a hobby. Think long and hard about your ancestors' traits or any karma that you may believe is playing out in you. Read through your childhood and pinpoint any correlations between your behaviors then and your behaviors now. Often when we have pain in our childhoods, we tend to brush over our accomplishments. Try to keep a healthy balance here as you illustrate who you are now. Read through your teenage stories. You may feel that these years are not who you are now, but look deeper. Are you creative, daring, outspoken, fun-loving? Your teenager is who you are now. Maybe a tamer, wiser, more mature version, but absolutely still you. Read through your adult stories, not only with two eyes, but with your third eye as well, that sees more than the story, that sees the story beneath the story, the profound insights and the sequence of patterns. Take notes as you try to tie up everything you've been through. Try not to leave anything about your past unfinished or reflected upon. For example, if you loved gambling at the casino in your early 20s, do you still gamble? Even in other ways? What about lotteries or the stock markets? Tell us what happened to that luck of the draw urge you once had. Round off your whole story from beginning to end. When writing about who you are now, this is a time to reflect. What have all your stories taught you about life? What wisdom have you gained? How have your interactions with everyone around you molded your personality? What biases have you adopted? What is your view of the world? What has built you up and what has torn you down? As well as tying up all loose ends, tell your reader what happened to all the important characters in your story. And if you don't know what became of them, tell your readers you don't know and then let your imagination wander. This is your time to shine. You are on center stage now, telling it like it is. Embrace it. We're all just humans, trying to figure out our way through this crazy world with our cheesy, cynical, and sarcastic viewpoints. Toss right and wrong to the wind, and like in your birth story, proclaim to the world who you are now, warts and all. Ponder a moment before you answer this question. If I were to create a full-size statue of myself, what would it be made from? And what would it look like? This is just an interesting little exercise I like to throw in. And it does conjure up some wonderful images. As you write about the present day, make use of comedy as you try to not take yourself too seriously. Include who you are now, and without boundaries, cover topics like your personal life. That's your home, your routines, your challenges, your talents, your friends, and the larger picture as well, like politics and the environment. Talk about the lessons you've learned and what you're thankful for as well. You've been to hell and back. You have felt joy. You've loved and you've brought people together. You've picked up the pieces of your broken heart, probably more than once. You have lived life. So, lights, camera, action. Start speaking.